Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. So today is the 1st of September, which made training really convenient because it made all of the incubation dates really easy to write. Like if I would have started Monday and like there was a 3-day incubation, I would have had to do mental math, girl. I'm like, so if it's a 3-day incubation and Monday was the 30th, the 31st is one. Two is the first, second is the third. So it would have been the second. See? See? Low key, I'm over muggling. I got my fill of muggling. I'm done. I don't want to muggle anymore. I'm trying to see if this has audio. Hello, Ariel. Hey, Holly. I'm just like, oof. Muggling was fun. It was really fun. Muggling was really cool. But so you can't hear me, okay? Um, yeah, I'm just like, okay. I'm ready to not do this anymore. So retirement's only a couple decades away. I'm kidding. Though, if everything works out, it would be gorgeous. I had a beautiful idea today. It hit me out of nowhere ish. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. And if everything sort of like works out, it would be so cool. It would be amazing. I would be gobsmacked. Just absolutely. You're gonna scale back, but now you're gonna fully drop it. So did you just recently decide that? Did you have to like train a replacement or something? If you feel it, girl, do it. If you're feeling it, do it. Do it, do it. Yeah, after today. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. It's not necessarily difficult necessarily. I'm just like the people are cool. Okay, so I was gonna be done muggling, but I was sold when I got to pick my desk. I got to pick my desk and I got my phone hooked up and I got my login for the computer and I have space. I need to get a calendar. Honestly, that was the that was the highlight of my day. I have my own extension. It's cute. It's cute, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to be on the computer too much though. So it's like, you got to download the other day about wait. Oh, it's currently laid out to be a 6-month process. Okay. So you got to download about me getting downloads, or you got to download about you getting downloads, or you got to download about people in general getting downloads. You got to download about me getting downloads while working. Well, hopefully I can write them down. I don't know why I just got like real southern or a southern like. Hopefully I can write them down because my phone doesn't even work up in the offices, and it's so weird. So I picked my desk right, and then I didn't know where the restroom was, and so I had to ask because it was my first day back in the lab. So I had to ask one person, and then I got lost. So I had to ask another person, and then that person actually went upstairs because their department used to be upstairs until they got moved. And she's like, "Oh, that was my desk for 27 years." I was like, "Oof." A download about me on not exactly sure what I'm doing at the job. New technology ideas. I would love to do that at this job. Actually, that honestly, that's one of the things that excited me the most about this company Not that I necessarily think I'm gonna do anything in this department technology wise, but hopefully once I get more comfortable in my position and once there like the new flow is established, I can network and do other things. That would be really cool. Oh, I think the lights are saying yes, network. She was like, what did she say? Hey Malika. She was like, oh, I was gonna be here for a few years, but it's been like nearly 40 years. And she was like, don't be here for almost 40 years. She's like, don't stay here for almost 40 years. Yeah. Like that, I mean, honestly, like when I saw the companies, like their values and stuff, and like that was on there, I was like, okay, yeah, definitely for sure. Definitely for sure, for sure, for sure. So no, it restarts itself. So if you are prone to epileptic seizures, but like slow flickering, um, caution, be warned. Be warned, be warned. Hey, Brianna. I was like, it's September 1. I kind of sort of want to pull and see what September is going to be about. Eve! Oh, oh, light show for Eve, I guess. It's been doing that though. The other one doesn't do that. I can't control that light because so when it flashes through the colors, the light is resetting. And if I connect it, it would just like reset immediately. So Spirit's like, yep, yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so today was my official first day in the lab, girl. It was cute. It was fun. I actually did lab stuff at the end of it. That for me, like some of the lab stuff is fine. Some of the lab stuff is still fine, but it's less fine. I'm like, wait. And it's a salaried position, which means that I don't get overtime. And like this one dude, anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I don't need overtime. I like that it's because I could just flex. I think I was actually going to ask that question if I could like flex time at some points, but I got a phone. I got my computer access. I got my desk. I want to take stuff to like decorate it. I have this farmer's almanac calendar. I'm gonna take this to work. And I'm gonna set it on my desk, and it's gonna be so cute. What else do I have? Even though the last date I pulled was July 2nd, and it's like September 1st. Remember when I used to pull these? Oh, there's September 10th. It's quick. I mean, it's close. September 1st. So the 2022 Old Farmer's Almanac is available now. September 1st is already giving us 2022. Okay. And they already knew before this one was even released that that was going to happen. They had already decided. So maybe 2022 is chiming in. I was. No overtime. I know. Ooh, like if I was getting overtime though, it would be it. Ooh, those paychecks would be fat because um, they're doing a lot of hiring right now. So the farmer goes forth into his fields and beholds all nature and smiling bloom around him, with verdure clad. With what? What is that word? With verdure clad appear the hills and vales. His waving crops in their rich profusion greet him with their redolence. Redolence, sorry. I'm about to learn two new words today. I remember Russ's fig tree that was absolutely profuse with figs in the spiritual cul-de-sac video. Hey Siri, define Verdure. Probably like green, like verdant.
Which word? V-E-R.
I already said that.
Verdure means
Verdure.
lush green vegetation.
Lush green vegetation. That makes sense. Like verdant, verdancy. Hey Siri, define redundancy.
Okay, I found this on the web for define redundancy. Check it out.
Lush green vegetation. So redolence is the way something smells. You might pause on your way to school to enjoy the redolence of the blooming rose bush on your street. Blooming rose, shout out to you, girl. Hey, Steph, how you been? Blooming rose bush on your street. It's always good to stop and smell the roses. With verdure clad, appear the hills and vales. His waving crops in their rich profusion greet him with their redolence. You're on a farm, right, Ariel? Like, can you smell crops? Like, cause the only stuff I know corn. I don't know if corn has a smell though. I mean, maybe it does. I'm not. I live in the cornfields, but I'm not in the cornfields. But you're okay. Glad to hear you're okay, even though it's a long story. I'm doing well. The new position is fun. I'm like already over it. I'm halfway excited, halfway like really excited. Half over it. Also, I did say I want something that challenges me, and I got it. Not extremely, but I got it. You can smell them. Okay. Oof. I don't know how I feel about that. I want to pull the Enchanted Map Oracle to see. Let's see. To see like where September is going to take us in a general sense. We'll start with this, and then I'll see where I want to go after that. This light. Thank you. Hey Danielle. Everything has a smell, but some way stronger than others. Gotcha. That light, it was doing so well. That's why I had it on. That's why I had it on. It's fine. She's living her best life. Oops. Switch controller. Get out of the way. I'm just curious. Where is September taking us? And what's the theme for September? Do I have a theme deck? I do, I guess. This will be the theme. The Threads of Fate Oracle cards will be the theme for September. It's general. Take it as it resonates, as always. As always. But yeah, the people I work with are like pretty cool, really nice. I was standing outside the lab today, and some lady was like, "Are you lost?" I was like, "No, I'm waiting outside the lab." Oh, it is. Okay. I celebrated it with a piece of cake yesterday. I got some rainbow cake. I just went to the store and I got a brioche. It's like a marble chocolate brioche. I was like, breakfast bread. What's a breakfast bread? And then I saw the marble chocolate brioche. I was like, okay, yeah, and it's good. So celebrating with the marble chocolate brioche as well. Now payday is when I'm really gonna celebrate because I'm excited for that. Oh, ask body and fate with paradox at the bottom of the deck. Is this the theme for September? September is Virgo going into Libra. End of the summer, beginning of autumn. Oh, that's so funny. There's this one girl I was training with, and she reminded me of my friend Summer. And I was thinking, like, I could have asked her what her name was. Um, I saw her when I went to the break room or out to the outside break area yesterday, and she talked to me. And then I found out her name was Autumn. I was like, that's so funny. Like her name, like she reminded me of my friend Summer, and her name was Autumn. Do you wait? No, thank you, Malika. No, I mean I don't pay for my channel, but I mean I guess so for the people who monetize their channels, there's a certain percentage that YouTube gets of that. And if you send someone a super chat, I think YouTube takes like 30% of super chats. And so they get that, but it's free, just like everybody else. Yep, 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 yep. Or unless you mean like the YouTube Premium thing, I don't pay for YouTube Premium. So where is September taking us? I feel like it's almost like a little bit of a mystery. Where is September taking us? Excuse me. No problem, Steph. You pay for YouTube Premium, Danielle? So like you don't have to watch any ads? I wonder like I don't know. Do you get like YouTube Music in that? I was like YouTube Premium. Finally. Oh, snap. Woo! Bottom of the deck is strength. The card that came out is wide open. So where September is taking us, it's wide open. Which is interesting. It's number 42. 42 is interesting because that's my badge number, my temporary badge number. And it's death. And, well, I guess if she and me, Sheenie is like death or like she knew. Um, I had to destroy your nerves. You want to do a premiere when you start your channel back up. Yeah, the meaning of life. What movie was that? I always saw like the GIF of it or the GIF of it or like an image on like Tumblr. Like, what's the meaning of life? 42. And then somebody on Tumblr was like, oh, it's like death or something. So I think with the Premiere, when you upload a video, you can set it to Premiere instead of it being like just going public. I've never done one, but I've seen it on my laptop. So if you want to go live from YouTube, it has to be from like your laptop, unless you're like partnered. If you have over a certain amount of like subscribers or something, I don't know if you have to be partnered to do the live, or if you just have to have the subscriber count from your phone. Rock Bottom and Goblins and Deep Freeze. Um, but yeah, you can use a third party app to go live from your phone. Like Streamlabs is one of them. Wait, what book? Oh, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe. Got you. I didn't see that. Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Your birthday is Sunday Eve? Can we subscribe to you? Let me see. Can I do these? Excuse me. Are you thinking about like doing that soon? Saturday. It's Saturday. I got off the live that day. I was like, I don't remember whose birthday is when. I feel so bad. Was somebody's birthday on Thursday? Was somebody's birthday tomorrow? Hey Siri. Oh, who was it? It was somebody famous. When is Shayna's birthday? Or was it somebody else's birthday? I don't remember. I don't remember. Your boyfriend's is on the 4th? Yours is 9/9. Oh, snap. Oh, there's the lights. The lights are saying happy birthday to all the Virgos. Let's read this wide open. Oh, I just had it. Wide open, you are free to express your uniqueness to the world and share in all the bounty of life's endless possibilities. All manner of opportunities are presented to you at this time. The wide open card is a signal that you're able to truly manifest your dreams and that your goals are in sight. Don't remain small and contracted. Instead, expand your horizons beyond what you believe to be your limitations. You have a unique voice that needs to be expressed in the world. The universe is supportive of new ideas and approaches at this time, so speak up and speak out. This card is the sign of the maverick who freely roams the wide open space of possibility. Allow for a greater vision to replace old ideas as you dream a grander dream. 9/9 is Steph. It was like so many days. My best friend's birthday is on the 8th. Ericksonia, she's a Virgo. If you see her around. My oldest Virgo best friend, not in age, but in length of friendship, her birthday was a few days ago, the 26th. It's wide open. Look at this like cosmic butterfly thing. Y'all see that? Focus, please. I can do this. Let's see. I mean, I'm saying I can do this, but let's see if I can actually do this. I'm controlling the focus. Boom. Oh, wow. See that little cosmic butterfly? Oh, wait, too focused. I'm like playing with the focus. I don't know. Something about this rock feels like a book that's like open, an open book. But it's like it's a book of stone, and this is an organic element. And something organic, it feels like it's life that's able to accommodate for life. It's able to grow and adapt and change to its situation, circumstances, surroundings, what have you. And I was going to pull the before and the after on this. Yeah. But I don't know if, because I can't like click through, kind of like full card energy. Yeah, Daniel. I can't like click through anymore. Back in the day, you used to be able to click and just go to like view channel or something like that. But now I would have to search for it. Let's see if I can find it. Evening Sky. EVENINGSKY. Channel? Is it gonna work? Are you gonna work? Where's Steph? Please. It's not up yet. I know. I was just trying to see if I could subscribe even though it's not up. Because then I would be notified. No. Just let us know. We'll see. We'll get there. What do I want to use? Do I want to use the before or the after? I'll do both. So we're going to start with what this wide open is going to be like before, and then when it's going to be like after. And I'm not going to use the in between tarot, even though the in between tarot is like one of my favorite tarot decks. But honestly, I got like 15 new favorites. So I'm the type of person that has multiple best friends. It might be my Taurus moon. I'm just like, oh, that's my best friend. Oh, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. They're all my best friend. I gotta shuffle these majors in here. Or do I? Please. Mm-hmm. September is looking ripe with possibility, which is gorgeous. I love that energy. I love it. Okay. Ask, body, and fate. What was that like the theme? It's totally a Taurus thing. Okay. I saw Benito Skinner when he did like dating a Pisces, dating a Taurus, dating a Libra, dating a. He did all the signs. And then at one point in the dating a Taurus video, he's like, "That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend." You either have best friends or acquaintances. You don't really understand the in between. Yeah. You like that? I love the in between tarot. I love it. The 44 and the 42? It is. And it's like in the strength in 44. Maybe it's like a whole new experience. I'm just like putting the majors back in the deck because I had them separated out. I'm trying to. Ooh, Justice just went on top of the Seven of Swords. Temperance on top of the Three of Wands. The High Priestess on top of the Seven of Cups. Woo! The Fool on top of the title card. The Moon on top of Death. Judgment on top of the Empress. And the World on top of this. Well, between the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Wait. Was that after? I thought that was before. No, because before was the wolf. Okay. All right. Enjoy dinner, Holly. Catch you later. Yeah. Well, I have like best friends and acquaintances, but a lot of friends are my best friends. So I feel like I have like best friends and then like people that I wish were my best friends, but we just never got to know each other. I'm strengthened the Queen of Pentacles. With the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck? I'm not going to take those because I didn't get to shuffle this. I don't know if this Queen of Pentacles, I guess I'm going to take it because the light shuffled. No, I'm not. I don't know if the Queen of Pentacles is giving that pentacle or receiving it. If she's giving it, then it's the strength to release something, to make room for something else. If she's receiving it, then it's the strength to receive something. And with the wide open thing, it said expand yourself beyond your limitations. And like be welcome to be in a position to be of a mind to welcome anything. You gave up on friend hierarchy. You just have people you love or people you know. Like I know them. The world and the Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck is Justice. This is after. I meant to shuffle the before first. You can't even see these. Oh gosh. Don't mind the mess or all of that. Goodness. That's better. The Nine of Wands, it feels like this is the energy of like you going through something, maybe extenuating. Is that the word? You think it's both here? Ooh. You have a hard time receiving. I used to have a lot harder of a time receiving, but I had to learn to receive, and it's funny how that happens because I was literally told about receiving one day. And then a few days later, I was told about receiving from someone else. And then a few days after that, I was asked to receive something. And I was like, so I just heard it like twice about how preparing to receive or how receiving one thing opens you up and positions you to receive a lot more. And it was not incorrect. After I learned to receive that, I was receiving other things, and I was like, there's a point in time when like I would get a package like every day. I was like, what? Y'all didn't gift me something else again. Y'all are too kind, too kind. Um, and it opened up, and then I received this job opportunity. Um, So I feel like it really does carry an energy of like all of that, a lot of that which you've manifested in all of your blessings, or at least some of your blessings, are just like waiting for you to be in a position to receive them. So yeah, it is really cool when people you know turn into people you love. Every time you receive, you feel you gotta give something back. You don't know how to just receive. Yeah, and I think that's a thing. I feel like for me though, another thing is that like I'll have friends who give stuff to me and I'm like, I don't have anything to give you back. And they'll be like, it's fine, don't worry about it. And I feel bad, but I feel bad. Oh. Yeah, Steph is Evening Sky. So Ariel is Soul Mana. Everlong Mystic is Eve. Eve is Everlong Mystic. Patrick is Real Koruk. What's the before? Because this energy, it feels like there's something that you're standing in, and then it's like you realize that you're not standing in it alone, and then it's like that chapter is over. And it feels like this could be like an abrupt ending, but maybe it's an abrupt ending because you feel alone. And once you realize and recognize that you're not, but this world card is it's the energy of that in between the physical and the spiritual, or the manifest and the energetic, because she's holding the two wands, right? One of those is the thing that the magician holds up to do its thing, and then the other one, I'm assuming, is on the other side. And then, like, it's this space. almost a void space because it's with the aces now instead of the fixed signs of Leo. Well, I guess Leo, Taurus. No, well, they switch places because typically Leo is here, Taurus is here, Scorpio is here, and Aquarius. Or is it Aquarius and Scorpio? Yeah, Aquarius is up here, Scorpio is here, I think, typically. But anyway, it's moved from the signs to the aces to pure potential. And September is wide open. So it makes sense for like the four corners of pure potential energy to be here. These lights, oh my gosh, they are like, ah, ah. Hold on, wait, let me go back. Let me read. Reem is okay. I think she make a community post recently, maybe potentially. She had some minor surgery. She'll be back when she can. Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh, I was scrolling up. Let's see what y'all say. Equal energy exchange. You don't usually let people give to you because then you feel energetically in debt. And I think that's excuse me. Excuse me. Hey Anudan. Ooh, I'm ready for bed. You feel this void space so floaty. Those are the four faces of the cherubim. Oh. Yeah, because I know you were packing for a while, right? And then you were putting stuff in storage. Hold on, let me check my brain. Because I think both you and. No, that was you. Because I don't think Starborn Ferg was moving. You were like, you were putting stuff in storage. You were waiting until the end of the month, right? To get the trailer? Excuse me. Big yawns are coming in. Big yawns are coming in. What's their dynamic? I feel like this person is low key like, I'm supposed to be doing my guard. What are you doing here? And the other person is just like, my job. Maybe there's also something that's been split, like a task that's been split, or someone else is going to step up to assist in a way, and it may require a certain like dropping of the ego. I don't know if this is someone like who doesn't like to admit that they need help when they need help. You just got it. The storage unit is full. Okay. Moving day is tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Because I remember when you were sitting around waiting for the day, and I haven't. I feel like I wasn't. I was probably like not live for 2 days, but I felt like it was so long. End of the month. It's the beginning of the month. Today is the first. Aria, what you talking about? It's the beginning of the month. It's literally the first, girl. The five of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. And I don't have any room for these. I'll use the in between tarot over here because I love it. With the five, see, this is interesting because the Five of Pentacles, it's a card of like being in need. And usually it's like us being in need when we don't have to be necessarily. It's being outside in the cold, but it's like if you knock on the door, you'll be welcomed in. They have food and warmth for you. So it can be a pride thing sometimes. But with this Five of Pentacles, it feels like maybe there's some help that we're going to be getting, or someone or something is going to be stepping forward, but it may feel like it's coming after a time where you've already like had to sort of be out there, where you've already had to make decisions. But it's like wherever you were looking to for help, it wasn't yet ready to help you. It didn't yet have itself. It was still sort of preparing these. This could be the energy of like multiple things in transition. Like this person is over here tending to these, this person is up here tending to these, and it feels like they're both pretty preoccupied and they don't really have any spare attention. And it's literally the first two out of six cups that they're doing. But it's like the things that you had to do in preparation because whatever wasn't yet ready to assist you, maybe it grew you, it matured you, or it positioned you to be able to receive something. Because with this Five of Wands, it almost feels like maybe it's like it's unfair to have to to have to sort of shoulder or burden this. But with the Justice card, it feels like it balances out in some way. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know. Like maybe you was like maybe it ain't the first in Hawaii. Yeah, I think Steph said she was getting the RV at the end of that month. You've never lived alone in your life, so it's a little scary. Grass is always greener. Maybe it's the welcome back, Steph. But I think like also, I was like, is that a rune in the roots? I don't think so. Um, and it's also too almost this energy that's like because these are four aces. So it's either put you in a position to like literally be open to anything, or it's put you in a position of wanting so much more than what you've experienced. But either way, or maybe by the end of it, because this is the after. But it's this energy that's like, oh, now you want to show it? Now that I don't need you anymore? And maybe that was the point. Maybe the point was to learn to be independent in some way, or the point was to make a decision in some way, not influenced by something or someone else. Ask, body, and fate are the themes of September with paradox at the bottom of the deck. I think the paradox might be that it's like things may not necessarily work the way you would have thought in the past, at the very least, or like initially. It's almost like, you come in with one idea and then it's like it works out completely different. Not completely different, but it's like it balances out in some way. And maybe this is like there's been a complete, because the ace is almost like a unified element. So it's not necessarily cardinal, mutable, or fixed. It can be all of the above or none of the above. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, it's literally wide open, so I don't need to put a lot. I don't need to define it in any way. But the thing about wide open, it's almost like it only gives you what you allow from it or what you ask from it. So if you don't allow anything or if you don't ask for much, then you might not get much. It's very almost like a mirror in that. And with strength at the bottom, and strength came out with that Queen of Pentacles. I should have took it. I should have took it. With strength at the bottom, it's really asking you to have the confidence to really step out there or to really put yourself out there. Even if you feel like you're not necessarily in the best position to do so. Okay, I done shuffled in a card somewhere. Where are you? Oh, there it is. I forgot to flip it over. Yeah, but it feels like maybe like you've been out on your own because, well, I don't know. It's however the time plays out for you, it plays out for you. Because in this nine of wands after, it feels like this person is like, whoa, like what are you doing here? Or you may meet somebody that's gone through a similar journey to you and you're gonna be friends. Maybe you'll be besties, because we're talking about, maybe that'll be someone that you know, someone that you get to know, that you grow to love. I don't know. It doesn't even have to be a thing. It can also be like, so for example, right, the company that I'm working for, they just got acquired by another company a year ago. And it's the values of this company in particular that attracted me, right? So as I was going through my completions and transformations and world cycle endings, they were going through their own transitions as well. And now we're aligned. And the people are really cool too. Like my department is all women and I kind of love it. All the it's like the dudes are in chemistry and the women are in microbiology right now. And then there's me in microbiology. But I love it. I'm a fan. I kind of sort of prefer it that way just because of my own, like, I don't know. I find it easier to get along with females personally than males. Um, but that's probably not too surprising. So, starting your channel again. Yes. Because it's very much like, whoa. But I feels like it's someone who would get you, but they're different too. They're not exactly the same. It feels like they've also been through stuff, but they just carry themselves differently. And it's not that one is necessarily any better than the other. So, in between ask, body, and fate for the theme of September. I guess it's this. It's like you get into it, you get out of it what you put into it. In a physical way, in a mental way, in an emotional way, in a spiritual way, any one of those bodies that you have, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. But if you take something out of it, then something has to be put into it. And if you take something out of it and you don't put anything in, it creates a void. This one star right here is looking extra bright. Can y'all see that? Well, it's so, I don't know. It's just like extra bright the way it was sitting on the table. What is that? I feel like Fata something. I feel like it's a word or a phrase. Fata. Maybe if I Google it, it'll pop up. It's not like Morgana. Maybe that's like a move on a video game or something. Fata Morgana is a game. Okay. What is Fata Morgana? It's a mirage. The Italian term Fata Morgana translates the name of the Arthurian sorceress Morgan le Fay, Morgan the Fairy, due to a belief that these mirages, let's see, Fata Morgana mirage, an optical phenomenon. Why does that sound like something Santero would say? It's an optical phenomenon. And look at this big old third eye on the body. Maybe the optical phenomenon is the puma tiger. That's not a tiger. What is that? That's like a panther, right? Maybe the optical phenomenon is the panther below the third eye. I don't know. You see it? Okay. You just got a new position at your job, and it's like being a noob all over again, even though you've been there a long time. That's fun. Are you one of those? You're certified in Reiki two, Reiki two, but the pandemic hit, so you couldn't start it. Oh, when I went to where I got this tapestry from, if you're unfamiliar with the tapestry, where I got this tapestry from, it was this little shop in Columbus, Indiana. Um, and oof, wrong one. And they had a oof, wrong one. And they had a thing, and I didn't read it. They had a few rooms off to the side, and they were like please keep the noise to a minimum. Reiki is in progress or something like that. So I was like, what? They got a Reiki person in here? Let me learn some Reiki. Let me get certified in Reiki. What? Eve out here doing distance Reiki? Blow my mind. I didn't know you was out here doing distance Reiki, Eve. I know some people do it though. Fata Morgana, an optical phenomenon, a mirage. Morgan Le Fay or Fata Morgana, a sorceress in Arthurian legends. A complex form of superior mirage, visible in a narrow band right above the horizon. The Italian term Fata Morgana translates the name of the Arthurian sorceress Morgan Le Fay, due to a belief that these mirages, often seen in the Strait of Messina, were fairy castles in the air or false land conjured up by her witchcraft to lure sailors to their deaths. Oh. So it's a specific kind of mirage. Often a Fata Morgana changes rapidly. The mirage compromises several inverted and direct images that are stacked on top of one another. Fata Morgana mirages also show alternating compressed and stretched zones. The optical phenomena occurs because rays of light bend when they pass through air layers of different temperatures in a steep thermal inversion where an atmospheric duct has formed. A thermal inversion is an atmospheric condition where warmer air exists in a well defined layer above a layer of significantly cooler air. and its inversion because usually cooler air is on the bottom. Cooler air is denser. This temperature inversion is the opposite of what is normally the case. Air is usually warmer close to the surface and cooler higher up. In calm weather, a layer of significantly warmer air may rest over colder, denser air, forming an atmospheric duct that acts like a refracting lens, producing a series of both inverted and erect images. A fata morgana requires a duct to be present. Thermal inversion alone is not enough to produce this kind of mirage. While a thermal inversion often takes place without there being an atmospheric duct cannot exist without there first being a thermal inversion. So, if you're into atmospheric sciences, or if you got that, girl, then yeah. I know the term Fata Morgana because Nami. And well, where's Shayna at? Oh my gosh, Shayna, you're literally here. I was about to start talking about One Piece, and I was like, "Where's Shayna?" And then Shayna's like, "Hi." I know the term Fata Morgana because Nami in One Piece she uses technology to interact with weather, and that's one of her moves. She creates like several mirages, and she does stuff. She attacks. I didn't know it was an actual like thing though, and I didn't know that it was going back to Morgan Le Fay either. Oops. So like these are a few. Oh, never. Oh, there we go. Fata Morganas. That's interesting. Your end game name is Namiye, and everyone calls you Nami. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Reiki Attunements kickstarted your whole awakening process. Maybe you mentioned that. Seth was like, are you sure we're not like the same person, but like not? So like related? It's interesting though, because it does have a little bit of it's a little bit of like that floating castle energy. A little bit of not necessarily utopia, but maybe that's like 5D. Oh, what is it? Because maybe it's a little bit of like 5D Earth coming into like view from the 3D, but it can't sustain itself. And it feels like a bridge is missing a little bit. It reminds me of that card. I literally saw it yesterday. It was one of when I pulled out the Mystical Dream Tarot, and I went looking for the Two of Wands. And in the Two of Wands, there's that castle in the sky. That's the card. It was the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands, there was that like I was like, it's like a fairy castle in the sky. It's like a sort of trans-dimensional, interdimensional energy. But it feels like the Bifrost bridge that connects them is down. But the Bifrost is a bridge of light. So and it's interesting too. There's a similar architecture here between this light and these. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar in architecture. And I think the black egg was like your voice of truth. back when that was coming out. I think it came out in Gate 7 when I did it with Miss Remy Healings. Duma. What about Duma? Oh, your first card to pop out was Duma. Who was it? The Ace of Wands into the Two of Wands. And that was the Two of Wands in that deck. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. Is this a Fata Morgana where the Fata Morgana is like, oh, maybe it is a Fata Morgana? Like there's an illusion of like land, but it isn't. The Five of Swords into the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's intense. This is intense. I'm going to read these from the book because I love this book. There is an energy of like puberty here, though, or any physical transition in the body. Um, it could be, it could be like menopause. It could be puberty. I feel like it isn't necessarily a pregnancy, though. And it's like it's a fated change that the body goes through. And it can happen at different times for different individuals. And for some individuals, it may never happen. But that's what I feel like the intersection of like ask, body, and fate is. It's changes that we don't necessarily ask for or control. So the Ace of Wands into the Two of Wands. To be or not to be, that is the question. That's the in between concept here. In this first card of the wand suit, we can see a woman with long red hair holding a bright glowing globe. A hand is offering her the gift of fire. In the wand cards, the fire symbolizes energy, movement, and creativity. In her hand, she is holding pure potential, and what is being offered to her is her choice of destination, her calling. The globe she is holding symbolizes travel and the world. Does she really wish to give that up for an unknown pathway? This in between stage describes how choices can make us indecisive. The choices that are laid out can be so tempting and fun that it is often hard to decide which one to go for. To describe the energy of this stage would be a feeling of curiousness to see what lies ahead around the next corner and how we will proceed next. And then the Five of Swords. Ooh, girl, I ain't doing a year ahead. I'm done with those. The Five of Swords is betrayal, loss of integrity. The Six of Swords is escape and movement. In between is a decision to escape. The moonlight in this card illuminates the scene of a battlefield. Many of the Romans have been killed or left for dead. The focus here is on the captain, who was the only one who was able to escape and is moving away across the water. The betrayal that took place has now been laid bare, and the captain is in possession of the full facts. It is too late for him to go back now. All he has now is his forward movement, unknowing where that will take him. This in between stage reveals all to the person who is experiencing it. Every thought and deed is exposed. The realization is painful, but useful to push us on to forward movement and to take us away from what is hurting us. Sometimes this wake up call is just what we need to get us moving. It is a little bit of an energy where it's like you have a choice, but you don't have a choice. Because this card was like, oh, what will you do? Will you stay where you're comfortable or where you know what's going to happen, or will you go into the unknown? And this card is like, into the unknown, right? Like you thought you had a choice. Well, fate is here. So take it as it resonates, but the card says you don't have a choice. You don't get to choose whether or not you go through puberty. You don't get to choose whether or not you go through menopause. The butterfly or the caterpillar doesn't get to choose whether or not it wants to become a butterfly, it just does. We don't get to choose whether or not we want to grow and mature. We just do. Now, mentally, we can keep ourselves wherever, but physically, the body continues. The body doesn't stop. You can convince every other sense, you can control every other thing, but the body will continue. The body is the one thing we have no control over. And I know there are people who are like, oh, I've meditated for this number of years and my body has stopped aging or whatever, right? I don't know. There's less control over the body, okay? Because the body is subject to natural forces. But at the same time, it's like the intelligence to the body can get the body to do things that it wouldn't usually do. And that's the paradox. Because it kind of sort of is possible to hack the body's whatever. That Fata Morgana is in here somewhere. Is this Morgana? Fata Morgana? It feels like this reminds me of like the body's higher knowing. And I talked about it with one of my journey buddies last year, I'm sure at some point. Or was it before last? And it was this thing of like where the body knows that something is happening before you know that something is happening. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be that like the body is physically ill. It's like sometimes the body will respond to energetic shifts and changes before you even know what's happening, right? For all you Schumann folks, it's like you're going through something and then you look up the Schumann and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know my body knew it. Or even in astrology, sometimes for the people who can link astrology to like physical health or whatever, um, it's like you feel something in your body and then you look at the transits and you're like, oh, there it is. So there is something here. Who is this? Ooh, the 10 of coins into the ace of coins. It's his pocket watch. I finally get to see equality now. Equality now. I love this. I finally get to see whose pocket watch that is. I've been seeing the ace of coins into the two of coins pocket watch for how long now? Ooh, is that the time master? It's like a time lord and his companion. Doctor Who. Doo, doo, doo. See, I told you Santero's Taurus and collective reading. I was like the optical phenomenon, like optical phenomenon. That's like that sounds like Santero. I don't know if I was going to say Santaurus or what, but I think it was a sky phenomenon. I don't know. It's like sometimes the body knows things that we don't know. But that's a very environmental energy. And maybe that's why the paradox comes in. Because it's like it's to be connected. David Tennant, my first doctor was Chris Eccleston. He's my favorite. He was my first. He was also the one who's like, I'm never gonna do it ever again. You'll never see me. And then apparently he's doing the voice thingy right now. So that's cute. David Tennant is a fave though. Um, there's something I think the paradox here. It's like because whatever this change is, whatever is fated and happening, it feels like It's very observationally noticed, maybe. It isn't necessarily received, it's more perceived and noticed. And it feels like you won't notice it if you're disconnected from everything, but your body will. Maybe it's about like learning a body sort of, it's about learning a body, uh, like a body sensing, right? I don't know. It feels like a very Taurian energy because Taurus rules the five senses or whatever. It's very sensual, very sensory. But again, it's like you're removed and disconnected, then you're not going to notice it. And it's almost like the currents, the undercurrents, the undertow, the things beneath the things beneath the things beneath the things. And it feels like that's not to take anything away from Morgan Le Fay, but it feels like it's almost like the person who can tell because of very subtle shifts in the environment that something is going to happen. But other people don't know that it's going to happen. So they present themselves as more. They present themselves as the cause to make themselves appear grander than they are, but really they know that whatever, right? I think Christopher Columbus did that when he went to the islands or something like that. I think it was gonna be like, speaking of the farmer's almanac, I think it was gonna be a lunar eclipse, and he told the natives that I've heard this. I don't know if it's true or not, but he told the natives that like if they didn't house them and shelter them or whatever, God would get mad and turn the sky red or turn the moon red, and it would be like the blood or whatever, whatever. And then it was a lunar eclipse, so like it happened. Right, the moon went red because it was a lunar eclipse. It wasn't because of anything that Christopher Columbus said it was. Um, and look, here's this red moon up here. So it's almost that energy. And then here's all the dead bodies right here. So um, it's almost that energy. But it's not that energy in a way of control. I don't know what body scanning is, Shayna. Um, so potentially. But it feels like noticing and being learned in environmental subtleties. It's like how with the warm air and the cool air, it just kind of sort of happened one day that I don't know when the knowing came. Like one day it was summer of 2014 because I was working for the city. And I was outside and this big gust of wind came in. And I was like, I just knew it was going to rain. I was like, that's the wind that comes before the rains fall. And then it started raining. Um, and after that, I guess I was just more sensitive to the wind. So there would be times when like I would be walking on campus and it would be warm. And then a cool front would come in. So it's like it's cool air and then it's warm air. And then cool air, warm air, cool air. Like you know it's gonna storm. Just like the Fata Morgana, right? It's just cool air, warm air dynamics. They cause things to happen as those invisible gases move. You can't see that cool air is like down here and warm air is up here, but you can feel the difference in temperature. And what you observe is like their interaction. Anyway, it's something that's very that. But again, it's like you won't notice if you're not plugged into it, if you're not sensitive to it, if you're trying to disconnect from it. And not that it's necessarily meant to be connected to, because it feels like it's very sort of it's a tricky area to navigate. because it's not to be so connected that you whatever, but it's not to be so disconnected that you whatever either. But this is like that's the type of sensing that this is. Linda J. It's fine. How you doing, Linda? And the Tainos, man goddess is a moon goddess. Wow. So it was like extra effective. I didn't know that part. I like literally just came I've heard it within the past 3 years for sure. Maybe within the past two, but I'm not sure. I think within the past 2 years. Because 2 years ago was my last fall semester at Purdue. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to do homework today. I'm supposed to be not procrastinating. I forgot. It's it's not due until Sunday night, I think. I ain't even signed into my email in days. And now I got like work emails. Well, I do work emails at work. So anyway, um, it's that kind of, and maybe that's why that's the fate too. I feel like that's a part of it because again, it's not that necessarily like it feels like it gives a deeper understanding to things because it's really easy, not easy, but it can be easy to be misled by someone who knows more. Not that there necessarily is someone who knows more, but it's easy to see someone or something as greater than if it has an understanding that you don't, right? It's like when you have um, what is it? Salt and pepper, and then you drop like dish soap into a thing, and it does whatever. Like those little elementary school magic tricks with like magnets and stuff like that. It's like it isn't necessarily magic. It's just something that you don't understand. But that level of understanding, it's not necessarily something that's taught. It's something that you learn from experience. But sometimes we don't want the experience, so there are things that we almost never learn. And that's kind of sort of the paradox. Maybe the paradox is like you have to feel it in order to like not feel it anymore. You got to feel it to heal it, right? And it's like, why would I focus or give time and energy and attention and effort to something that I don't want to happen if I don't want it to happen? It's all subtleties. It's a lot of subtlety. And maybe that's a little bit of like this Five of Wands and Justice too. I don't know how, but it feels like that Five of Wands and Justice is also here. Maybe with the Five of Wands, it's like, and then the Two of Swords is under it. Maybe this Five of Wands is like there's something that you're dreading, something that you're anticipating in a not great way because of how it looks, but it might not actually be what you thought it to be. It's like you thought that all these people were running at you with their wands so they could beat you up, but like there's something going on behind you and they're going to run right past you. Like they don't even see you. Like in their mind, you're not even there because they're so focused on what's behind you. And you can't even see what's behind them because you're so focused on them. Type of energy. And that's where this it almost feels like that your destructive interference energy because something isn't necessarily reciprocated. And maybe that's this Five of Pentacles and this Six of Cups. Like they're both feeling different cuts. Their attention is elsewhere. And maybe it's like the dog doesn't understand that the church has certain hours that it does whatever, and the dog can't read the sign of like, food and shelter provided between this time and that time. Maybe because there's nobody at the church. And so this dog is like, I've seen people come and go and like people get stuff. Like, I want some stuff. The dog doesn't know that it's closed. And there's no real way to let the dog know that it's closed because the language barriers, communication barriers there. I don't know. Yeah, have a good night, Steph. I hope things start to fall into place in a lovely and beautiful, magical, miraculous, unexpected way for you. And that you can find comfort or solace or whatever you need in being alone for right now. So, well, that's this. I don't know what this is. Like, September doesn't necessarily feel like a more of the same. It doesn't even necessarily feel like like what you were putting in, you're now going to be getting out because it's wide open. And so it feels like even now it's possible to get so much more. Even if you fell off or whatever. It's like the potential is open to everyone. But if you didn't fall off, it would be easier because it's almost like it would be your next course of action. It's almost like, if you trained for it, then you'd be more confident. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it. It doesn't mean that it's not possible. It doesn't mean it won't work. You may just not have as much experience. You may not feel as experienced, but some of these things, like, we're never ready for, really. Some of these things we are. All right. So that's what I got, I guess. I hope y'all all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I hope that whatever you need along your path or journey, you find it. And I also hope that, because it's almost like that, what was it, Mars in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces retrograde, or Neptune retrograde in Pisces. With that Fata Morgana, it doesn't feel impossible. But it doesn't, like, the road doesn't feel solid either. But it's like it's one of those things that, like, the body intuitively knows. That's another thing. It's like, if you've ever been in a space of like doing energy work, or for me it was energy work, and I know because Reem talked about it. Um, and it's like sometimes, like, there's the intuitive knowing of like what to do or where to go or how to operate. And maybe that's what Ask Body and Fate is. It's like a cellular knowing, or maybe even a spiritual knowing. Because I don't know if it's a cellular knowing for that. Um, what emoji is that? I love that emoji. And it reminds me, oh yeah, that reminds me of that Two of Wands again, where it's like the plane stops in midair and Jesus is like, Peter, like, get out here, girl. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. In so many words. I'm paraphrasing. And it's only when he doubted that he fell. And I feel like that's what this energy is. It was the opportunity to overcome certain things, to reduce doubt, or to reach the point where doubt no longer stops you from doing whatever you're going to do. Because again, with this wide open, it's like you can literally fly. The Fata Morgana is real. But the path isn't so laid out that you can necessarily see it, or that it necessarily feels guaranteed. And it's not about not being afraid, it's about courage and bravery, strength again. So, strength to give, strength to receive. Mine too, affirming that. Amen. Hallelujah. My arms are open to receive all the beautiful changes September is bringing. Mine too. And like, I didn't necessarily anticipate, if this works out, I would be so stoked. My life would be perfect. I just had the idea. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Um, this is like, wow, this is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. All right, y'all have a good whatever, whatever. Excuse me. Have a good night if it's nighttime, a good morning if it's morning time, a good grand rising if you're the type of person that doesn't do the good morning, a good afternoon if it's the afternoon time or whatever. That's why I say a good whatever, whenever, because y'all's all over the place. So anyway, I will catch y'all next time I catch y'all. All the best. Oh well,